Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? It's your girl Neek, and you're tuned in to Neek at Night. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about the school shooter in Texas that basically had a welcome home party, and y'all are making hella excuses for this individual, and we are going to talk about it. Now, if you came to this live stream and your whole look out of the situation is, oh my God, he was bullied. Woe is him, giving him excuses to shoot innocent people in the midst of his drama that took place outside of school that was brought in school. This ain't the live stream for you, and you might want to click off because why would you want to ruffle your own feathers? Okay, over here, we critically think, we look at all sides of the situation. We don't look at just one side the media puts out. We think for ourselves. We investigate with the internet situation and we look at the thing on both sides. If you are a person who, oh, whoa, oh my God, my child was bullied. So every single bully situation means that it's the same as what my child went through, blah, blah, blah. If you have that mentality, this ain't the live stream for you because each situation is a case by case situation, and every situation ain't your situation. Okay. So I'm just giving y'all that warning before we even get started because, like, why ruffle your feathers? Because I already see y'all talking in the chat. I already see the conversations in the chat. And I'm just saying, if that's how you feel, baby, don't ruffle your feathers on my account because this ain't that. Period. Now, with that being said, I'm going to put on my timer for 2 minutes to give people time to come on in. And while I pull up these receipts, so I'm going to put my countdown timer at 2 minutes. I'll be back in 2 minutes and we're going to get this conversation started. But you've been warned. All right. So we are here. Welcome everybody on this lovely Friday night. Thank y'all for tuning in. And we're going to get into this conversation. So yesterday I did a live and I talked about this situation that went down at this school in Texas. There was a boy who got in a fight. He lost the fight. And after he lost the fight, he decided to get out his gun and shoot his bullets at the student that he fought and other innocent bystanders. Now, a lot of people in the Black community are making excuses and they're putting out the narrative that if I or my child lose a fight, that it is okay for me to then return fire on innocent people and the person who I had a fight with. Now, I am a firm believer in you can't predict how a person will react to the stuff that you put out. So I understand the rhetoric of a person, if you fight somebody and you slap somebody, you know what I'm saying? You can't expect them to slap you back. Somebody might punch you back and beat your ass. I understand that. But when you guys, as a community, a Black community, put out the seeds that if I myself get into a fight with one individual, I am okay and justified in shooting that individual, but put that individual aside. Okay, we get that. But I can shoot that individual and I'm justified in shooting innocent people. That's pretty much what y'all saying. And it's really disgusting to watch. And it's really disgusting the tone that you are setting for the children that are looking at what you are saying. A lot of people are parents. A lot of people are having these conversations around their children, and you're planting seeds in your children that go to school that if they lose a fight, it is okay and justified to shoot the person and shoot other people as well. A lot of people don't have no logic. They're not thinking about the seeds that they're planting, and it's very disgusting. I am a mother who has a child in school, and I'd be damned if your child think that because they got into a fight or they didn't like the way another student was treating them, that it was okay for them to come to school and shoot that child, my child, and other fucking children. That's not okay. And that's not the message that we need to be sending as a community. We need to hold our own accountable, and we need to look at this situation as a case by case situation. Okay. Now, I understand that there are a lot of parents that deal with kids that are off the chain. We live in a society where people are influenced on social media. We live in a society where kids are disrespectful. We live in a society where kids do not respect the authority of adults. I understand that a lot of people are off the chain. Okay. However, I will not agree and I will not get with the whole notion that because things are getting a little hot, that it's okay to then just start busting a gun and shooting just any and everybody. And that's the seed that y'all are planting that y'all don't realize, and it's disgusting. Period. Period. Now, let's talk about this situation. Let's talk about this situation and let's talk about everything that has been going on. Because I'm seeing the comments, I'm seeing the people talking, and I'm like, y'all the same people that's going to be crying crocodile tears the moment that one of these same ass kids who claim they lost the fight or claim somebody was picking on him, the same people that's going to be crying crocodile tears when one of these same students go to school and think, hey, you know, everybody on social media is saying this is the right thing to do, and they start shooting up everybody and shooting your kids too. I don't want to see the fucking tears. I don't want to see the fucking tears. Suck it up, Buttercup, if your kid gets shot up, because it's coming. It's coming. A lot of kids are on social media. You know what made me realize how young the people are on social media is when Ray J was trending for being Brandy's brother. Last week, Ray J was trending for being Brandy's brother. You know why he was trending? Because people did not know that he was Brandy's brother. And that let me know, the fact that he was trending off of that, let me know the amount of people that are young children that don't know what's going on, and they're ingesting the stuff that is being pushed in social media. A lot of the people who are on social media, under these blogs, under these comments, under these posts, are children, your children, and other kids that are going to school. So when they go on these social media posts and they see you saying, you're damn right, that's what he get, that's okay. You know, you could, if somebody, you know what I'm saying, if somebody pick on you, the right thing to do is shoot up the school, shoot up innocent people, shoot up stuff. That's okay. And then people to look at the parents' response. The parents show no type of remorse for the innocent victims. The first thing out of the parents' mouths should have been, I feel sorry and I'm sorry to the people who got shot in the crossfire of this incident. The first thing the parents said, the first thing that came out of their mouth was, oh, my child was bullied, so they robbed him, so that's why he did what he did. No remorse for the victims, no remorse for the children who not only, let me break this down. Being in a school and not only hearing people get shot, but you go into lockdown, right? The kids did not only, this didn't just affect the kids that were in the school, in the classroom. This affected every single child at that school. The school had to go on lockdown. When they went on lockdown, there was several armed forces with rifles pointing guns at every single one of them students. So when they went into that school, they went to every single classroom with their guns pointed at all the fucking kids in the school. This wasn't an incident that just affected the person in the class. This was a situation that affected every single student in that school. So when you sit online and you are in these blogs and you sit there and you talk about, oh, it's justified and that's the right response, and oh, if somebody mess with you, you got the right to shoot them and shoot innocent people and shoot up the school and do all of this and this and that, that's what you're saying, and that's what you're agreeing to put other children into. Let's just start there. Okay. And I'm just very, very upset with my community. I don't care if other white kids get this or other white kids get that. And when a white kid do it, this, and that, I don't give a fuck about it. When our people do something that's out of line, we need to hold them accountable. It is not because a white person get this or a white person get that, then so a black person should just be, no. Our kids are affected in this as well. Okay, so I just wanted to start the video very much with that, because I'm very, 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 very passionate as a mother with a child who goes to school. And I'd be damned if your child go to school with my child and think because they have an adversity with another student that it's okay for them to shoot that person, my child, and anybody else. No, it's not okay. So anyways, let's get into this story. So like I said, and another thing that I wanted to talk about before we get into this, a lot of people are talking about the video. Now, I've been on YouTube since 2008. I've been consistently on YouTube since 2016. I have seen several stories where you see a 10-second clip, it gets outraged, and then you see the full clip and everybody changes their mind. Y'all need to stop thinking that a 10-second clip of a fight is the end all be all in the whole fucking story. That's not how social media works. That's not how real life works. Life happens in more than 10 seconds. There's more stuff that goes on. A lot of people are looking at that 10-second clip and they're like, oh, well, in this 10 seconds, in this very moment, he didn't hit him back. So in this very moment, that means he's innocent. That's not what that means. That's not what that means. A person could come up to me and slap the dog shit out of me and I beat their motherfucking ass, but y'all catch me beating their ass. That don't mean that they're innocent. So a lot of y'all need to stop taking, because you've seen a 10-second clip and making that the end all be all. Anybody who knows how social media works, anybody who knows how life works, you know that there's more to it than 10 seconds. So the fact that y'all are taking 10 seconds and saying, oh, well, in this 10 seconds, he didn't hit him back. That don't mean that he didn't start it. That don't mean that he wasn't involved elsewhere. That doesn't mean any of that. A lot of y'all are not using your logical senses. You're not thinking of the seeds that you're planting. You're not thinking of what you're putting in the minds of students that go to the schools that your kids go to. If you think that there is not going to be another school shooting very soon, you're slightly mistaken, because the way that y'all are excusing this behavior, the kids are watching. They're in the comments. I'm clicking on their profiles and they're high school little ass kids commenting on this situation. And the seed is planted that this is okay. And these same students are going to school with your kids. And when they go up in there and shoot them up and run them up, I don't want to see y'all motherfuckers crying. Period. 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 I don't want to see y'all crying. Period. Now, anyways, let's get to the story because, like I said, there's always multiple sides. So, anytime that I do a story on this social media platform, y'all know I don't just run with what the media say. I don't just run with the headline. I don't just run with what's popular. I run with what I think. I look at what the opposition is saying and I look at what the people involved are saying. I look at both sides of the situation. So when I first seen the parents come out and the parents were like, "Oh, he was a good kid. They robbed him." The moment that they said that he was robbed and never disclosed what was robbed of him, that rose a red flag to me. That rose a red flag because normally in situations where people say, this person was robbed, they would say he was robbed of his shoes, his shirt, this and that. These people bullied him, they robbed him of this or that. They normally would list what was robbed from the person. So when I seen that and they didn't say, they said he was robbed. Okay, what was he robbed of? Then I started to see comments of people in the community and say that almost everybody in the community is wealthy. So they're saying that, he was bullied because he had nice things. And it was because he had nice things. And then people of the community say, well, this is a well off community. Mostly all the kids that go to the school are well off. That raised a red flag. So then at that point, I said, you know what? Parents have this notion of my child is innocent syndrome. Their child could do no wrong. Their child is innocent and things like that. So I said, you know what? I need to dig deeper into this story and I need to see what the people who go to school with him is saying about him. Because people who are the parents oftentimes have a different view of their kids than people who actually spend the most time with their kids at school, the peers who see them, this and that. Once I got under the comments, I started to see that this was deeper than some bullying situation. I started to see the shooter have pictures online of him with guns and stuff like that. I started to see people having conversations and talking about how he sold drugs and how he was the weed man and he was the plug. And this is the problem that I have. A lot of people have that 6'9" syndrome where they think that you could do street shit, but then when the kitchen get hot, it's okay to then turn into a civilian and be the victim. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. And I'm really sick and tired of y'all putting that message to the children out there. The message that needs to be put out there is don't get into selling drugs. Don't get into the street life if you can't handle what come with it. If you are a street person, if you get out there and you decide to sell drugs, you might get robbed. That's what come with it. You might get robbed if you out there selling. That's what come with it. That's what you need to know. For me as a blogger, right? I sit here and I talk about celebrities. I talk about people's, situations that's going on. I'm not really one to try to expose people. I try to be more so on a person like once it's out and it's out in the public, then I give my commentary. However, even with me giving my opinion on things that are already out, what comes with it is somebody not liking what I got to say. What comes with it is somebody maybe wanting to see about something I said online. That's what comes with it. If you are a person who you sitting there, you got pictures of yourself with guns, you out here selling weed, you out here trying to do street stuff, what comes with it is the possibility of getting robbed. What comes with it is the possibility of going to jail. What comes with it is that. So when y'all try to flip that and turn that into, oh my God, woe is him, and it's okay and it's justified, and you get a bond and you come out, and we're gonna throw you a welcome home party, and he's smiling like he don't got innocent people that he shot. That disturbs me. Now, even if he was bullied, let's say the bully situation is true and he really was getting bullied, and you know what I'm saying, all of this stuff like that, it still doesn't sit well with me that a family would throw a welcome home bash where everybody is throwing a celebration that he's out of jail, when innocent people who had nothing to do with the situation was shot and hurt behind this. Me as a mom, I wouldn't even feel right. Like, what are we celebrating? You know what I'm saying? Even if my child was bullied, let's say my child was genuinely bullied, it would not sit right with me as a parent to sit there and throw a celebration knowing that innocent people was hurt behind the situation. Anyways, so people are crazy. People are crazy. So anyways, so I took the situation to the comments. I went to the comments and I looked through what people were saying. And I clicked on the profiles of the students that went to the school. A lot of people of the school spoke out, and they talked about what this dude was into. They talked about what happened. So I'm going to share with y'all my profile and share with y'all what one of the students of the school, they sent in their ID badge. They sent in, proof that they actually go to the school. They sent in photos with them and the individuals involved to show me proof that they actually knew both sides before I just took their word for what they were saying. An individual came to me and told me in their words what this was about. So let me bring it up to the screen and read it to y'all. Okay? So they wrote me and basically broke everything down, and they said there's 3 people basically that this story is surrounding by, and it's really 4, but 3 people. So Zach is the person that you see fighting Timothy on video, right? Isaiah is Zach's brother. So Zach is the 15-year-old that fought Timothy. Isaiah is Zach's brother. Okay. So per this individual that goes to their school, they said basically it all started when Zach's older brother, Isaiah, homeboy, robbed Tim. Tim is a known drug dealer, so I'm guessing he robbed him for his weed/gun. Instead of him saying anything about it or fighting his own battles, he got someone to knock out Isaiah last week. Because Isaiah is friends with the one who did it, keep in mind, Isaiah had nothing to do with the situation or the boy. He had knocked Isaiah out. So because of that, Zach was like, "You not finna knock out my brother and think shit is sweet." So he told him he was going to fight Tim. Tim knew they were supposed to be fighting, which is why he brought the gun, because Tim can't fight, and that's why he had somebody take care of it last week. So that is per somebody in the school. So there were other people in the school who basically was talking about this situation. And then you also had the people who pointed out his social media before he scrubbed it. So before he scrubbed his social media and got rid of his social media, he had a post where it was him in his car, right? And he was talking about how, the money he get money or something like that. And then his door was open and you could see his gun that was in the door of his car. So this is the individual who was riding around toting a gun with golds in his grill, but yet the media wants me, you, and everybody else to think that this individual was bullied, that was toting around a gun, flashing and showing his gun. You know, he's the innocent party, and he has no faults in this situation. I believe everybody had fault in the situation. Zach had fault in the situation. Timothy had fault in the situation, and whoever his brother is had fault in the situation. They took street stuff and they brung it to school. He out here dealing, and he brung it to school. That's basically what this is. And it's not an excuse or justified or cool or a reason to shoot other people. Just because you lose a fight does not mean that you can go around shooting other people. Somebody said, how old is he? He's 18. The boy that he was fighting was 15, and that's who he shot, a 15-year-old. Okay. So this is the picture right here. If you go to my Instagram, I posted this on my Instagram, and you can see that the gun is in his side door right there. He had been basically showing this gun already. Okay. And he had already been acting like he was basically about that life. Okay. And there's several pictures online. Okay. So there was other people who were school students that goes to the school, and they were basically talking about this situation as well. I clicked on their profiles, and these were kids that go to that school. This person says, nah, he wasn't bullied. He got robbed for some weed, addressed the younger brother, and got his ass whooped by the younger brother. So he shot the younger brother he had marked. Another person, that boy was not getting bullied. He got his ass beat for fucking with somebody's brother. What 18-year-old drug dealer getting bullied by a 15 or 16-year-old? He just finally met his match, and bro was embarrassed that he lost the fight. He knew it was going to be on the internet, but putting that aside, he still shot a few other people as well that had nothing to do with it. Y'all believe this? Y'all just as goofy as everybody else. Oh boy, definitely alive and recovering. So it'll come out sooner or later. Okay. This person says, bro was not getting bullied. His family lying hard as F. This person replied, on my mama, he a whole drug dealer. How the F he get bullied? And then somebody else, that same person replied, and they said, oh God, ends must not know his activities outside of school. Okay. Then a separate individual said, 18, bullied by a 15-year-old. Come on now. Dude would go around school telling everybody he was so gangster until people start pointing him out, saying he was faking. Now he can't deal with the consequences of being so gangster. Okay. Another person says, and this person wasn't a person that went to the school. This person says, know what your kids are really doing out here before you cry being bullied. He's a whole runner, bro. For the plug, I know. That's the problem is mother effers get beat up and robbed for some weed. Not no MFing nice things in the streets when you are dealing with drugs. Yes, you may get beat up, robbed, etc. Not saying that's okay, but don't cry wolf saying you being bullied because now your street shit got taken to school. And I really don't care if he put innocent as and I really don't care. He put innocent ass people in danger regardless and needs to be held accountable for that action, not praised for making bond. Okay. So that's what that person said. And so he got bond from this situation. And after he got bond, his family threw him a good old welcome home party. He's cheesing. He's all smiles. He's smiling it up. He's living it up like he didn't shoot innocent people. And that's what rubs me the wrong way. Like you sitting here all smile, they throwing you this bash. Your people is happy that you out, but how do you as a family feel comfortable throwing this welcome home bash after innocent people were shot as well? This is not a celebratory moment. The road does not end here because you got bombed. You still have trial. You still have an investigation. You still have discovery. You still have, people them pulling up your social media feed. You still have them talking to people who went to school with you. You still have them determining whether or not this was premeditated or not. The road don't end because you get bond. The road don't end because they let you out on bond. They could discover something tomorrow and throw your ass back in jail. So the fact that there's innocent people shot and a beef that he had behind selling weed, and they out here smiling and carrying on, that don't sit right with me. That don't sit right with me. That don't sit right with me. So I could care not what people are saying about this whole, oh my God, he was, I could care not about what you think, because this ain't that. Now, there are situations where I understand you having to bust your gun. And there's situations where I don't think that it's okay. Like for instance, in the King Von situation, King Von was a person who he's a known killer. He killed people. He talked about he killed people. There was evidence that he killed people. He went to trial for killing people. And he said that he was going to kill his ops. So if I get in a fight with King Von, I'm not about to sit there and wait for him to kill me. So in that situation, I understand that if I get in a fight, it's you or me at that point. In this situation of him fighting a 15-year-old unarmed boy because they had beef about weed, and then he in turn shoots the teacher, a 25-year-old, another 15-year-old female. That's not justification. That's not justification. That's not the same equivalence. I'm so sick and tired of our community not telling these kids, stop trying to be street, stop trying to be hood, stop trying to live this lifestyle that you're not built for. Instead, y'all are teaching these kids, try to be a wannabe, try to be hood, and when the kitchen get too hot, then it's okay for you to snitch on everybody. It's okay for you to bust your gun on innocent people. It's okay. That's what y'all teaching these kids. Instead of teaching them, don't do it in the first place. This ain't the road to go down in the first place. This ain't what you want to do in the first place. See, me, I've told y'all before, I got family who's affiliated. That lifestyle ain't for me. I don't want to go to jail. So I'm not out here I'm not doing credit card schemes. I'm not doing PPP schemes. I don't want to go to jail. Jail ain't for me. So guess what Neek ain't gonna do? I'm not about to do no PPP. I'm not about to do no fraud. I'm not about to do none of that shit because I don't want to go to jail. Period. But instead, y'all teaching these kids scam, do fraudulent shit, act like you gangster, and then when the kitchen get hot, snitch on everybody, tell on everybody, shoot innocent people. Instead of telling them, don't go down that road. This is unacceptable. There's other alternatives. You don't have to be like, no, this road ain't the road. This life ain't the life. The consequences that come with this, you ain't gonna be able to take. So don't go down that road, period. I don't like the rhetoric that's being pushed out. So I just had to come, talk about that. We have a big, big problem with accountability in the Black community. I understand that it's frustrating that white people can do crimes, and I understand that it's upsetting that they get leniency. I understand that. But I do not agree that because this unfortunate situation of their leniency happens, that because of that, that our people of our color can get away with doing fucked up shit. No. We need to get to a point where these motherfuckers get held accountable and our people get held accountable the same. Everybody needs to be accountable for the shit that they do. That's the end of my rant. I'm gonna let some of y'all come on, but I just really was upset with my people. I really was upset with a lot of what y'all was putting out there. And I was really upset with the seeds that y'all was planting on these individuals that are going to school with kids that you are birthing and raising. The seeds that you're planting is that if you get into adversity at school, if you get into it with somebody and you feel like you're being picked on, go get a gun and just spray the motherfucker up. That's what you teaching these kids. That's the seed that y'all planting. And me being a person who has a child at school, that don't sit right with me at all. That don't sit right with me at all. Somebody said, Nick, baby, calm down. I'm calm. I just was very annoyed by that because I don't like the rhetoric and the I don't like what the overall message that it sends out is. I don't like the overall message and the tone of the comments and what it sends. If you go under, so there was a guy who was I'm gonna give y'all a chance to come on. Um if y'all want to donate to the show, y'all can, you know what I'm saying? My cash app, my website, all that is on the floor. I mean on coming down right here. But um there was a Parkland shooter, right? If you go under the messages of the Parkland shooter, and then you go, I mean, under the comments of the Parkland shooter, and then you go under the comments of the Texas school shooter, Timothy Simpkins, you're gonna see like the complete, like, every single comment under the Parkland shooter, which is a white boy, was he deserved to be in jail. Oh, they trying to make excuses for him. Oh, this ain't an excuse for shooting. This ain't this. Every single comment under the Parkland shooter held him accountable to the fullest extent. If you go under the comments of the Texas shooter, Timothy Simpkins, who shot innocent people who had nothing to do with his bullying, people are like, oh, that's good for him. Yay, him. That's right. Get out. Whoopty whoop. That's what he was supposed to do. And I'm just like, I hate that for y'all. I hate that for y'all. Another thing that we need to discuss while I'm waiting for some of y'all to come on, because I want to hear from y'all. I've been a little spicy. I'm going to tone it down. Even if y'all feel opposite, y'all don't have to be shy to come on. You can come on. I'm not going to argue with you, though. I'm going to tell you that. I'm not going to argue with you, though. But you can come on and we could discuss this. We could discuss this. You know what I'm saying? Because like somebody said, stop coddling black men and let them be accountable. My problem is the same people who are saying, oh, it's okay for him to, shoot innocent people. It's the same people who was saying the girl who went out. So remember the black woman who, she had a knife, and there was people who went to her house, and when people came to her house, she called the police. And when she called the police, she told them people were coming to her house. She went outside and she had a knife. She was trying to stab the girl, right? She was trying to stab the girl. The same people who are saying that, good for him to shoot him are the same people that was outraged at the cop shooting that girl when she had the knife. Mr. Definitely, what's up? You gotta unmute your mic. You are so right. He needs to be put in jail. I had a feeling it was more. You had to mute your mic. I mean unmute your mic if you want to speak. Okay, I don't know. I don't know what happened there. But yeah, I just noticed, like, there is we hold black women, like, black women are basically held to the fucking stake. And I was a person who felt like you can't call the police and say people trying to stab you and then go outside trying to stab people, because the police gonna react off of that. We hold black people to the standard. You gotta be, you can't have weave, you can't have this, you gotta be this, you gotta be that. We hold black women accountable for every little thing that they do. But when it comes to black men, a lot of us find a lot of excuses for black men. Now, I'm not one of those channels that self-hate black men. I love my black men, and a lot of people hate me because I don't be thinking that every black man is a villain or a creep or a this or a that. I love my black man. I hate the rhetoric that goes on. I'm not scared of my black men, and I don't like the fact that people put it out that we should be scared of our black men. However, I see that the standards that we hold for black women and the standards that we hold and the less accountability that we hold for black men, I'm noticing it. All right, Ryder, what's up?
Mic unmuted.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I think the situation is really messed up because say this was a white child, okay? And I know people are gonna be like, oh, don't put race in it, but listen carefully. If this was a white boy who did the same thing, all them black folks would have been like, oh no, he should be in jail. Just because it's your own race doesn't give you an exception to turn a blind eye. Like, it's crazy. Say one of the innocent people who got shot at was your brother, your sister, your cousin, your child. Everybody else would be going ape shit about it, right? If it's your own family. I think it's amazing how you don't put yourself in the shoes of the parents and the siblings of the people who got injured because of this selfish individual's act. He was being selfish. Let's be honest. You're 18 and you're saying that you were bullied by a 15-year-old? Really? You're a whole adult, really? So you telling me you can't stick up for yourself? You running in the streets, all this, you a drug dealer, da 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 da, and you can't stick up for yourself? Are you serious? And
I will
then now media want to act like he's innocent.
I will say slightly in his defense. Now, I done seen a grown woman. Now, the woman who was the mom who basically, I don't know if you know the story. These kids is a little bit different now. I will say that. So the age difference is 3 years. The age difference is 3 years don't really mean that you
True,
can't
true.
fucked up by somebody younger than you, because
That's true.
there was a video of a mom. She was a mom in Alabama, right? And so her daughter
Yeah.
was basically getting picked on. And the mom, she got on the bus and she was like, y'all picking on my daughter. I ain't that type of mama. I'ma see about y'all kids. Y'all disrespectful. That. The kids was 11 years old and they whooped the mama
Oh
and the daughter.
damn. Oh damn.
Was 11. And the
Oh
mama was
damn.
grown. And she got on that
Oh
bus
damn.
and she confronted the kids, and the kids, they was recording it. She got in their face And she was like, I got bond money. I got money to bond myself out. Da, 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 da. And she stepped to one of the kids, and the kids beat her ass and her daughter ass. So just because it's 3 year difference, I mean,
Okay, I'll agree with that, but let's say okay, he's gang banging, right? He a drug dealer and shit like that, right?
go ahead.
You're a drug dealer and you're so tough. So you're a drug dealer, you're so tough. Not only do you have to shoot the person who supposedly beat your ass, but also the people around him. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, okay, you wanna it's not acceptable, but let's say you want to take your anger out at that one person. What was the reason for all the other shots? What was
Yeah.
the reason for the teacher and the girl? What was that reason?
Right. Him shooting innocent people is
And
really
then it's really funny. Like you said, they throwing him a welcoming home party. Da 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 da. Acting like acting like if they were a parent of one of the innocent girl, like that girl that got shot, they wouldn't feel some type of way. Like being oblivious to how that girl's parents feel, to how that girl's family feel. But you being all smiley, smiley on social media, that's really dangerous. They could use that in court. They could use that as a character analysis. Say he does get charged. They could use the fact that his family threw him a welcoming party and the photos he posted on social media as a personality analysis, and that could go against him. So posting that could fuck him up because it could show, oh, he doesn't show any remorse. So for him to be thinking, oh, he's scot free just because he's at bond, one is stupid, two is heartless. Like you acting like people, like you acting like somebody's not crying because their child's gone. You acting like somebody's not crying because their child is hurt.
right. All right. Thank you, Ryder, for coming on. I'm gonna go to the next. Before I go to the next, one thing that I do want to say, I've talked about being a gun owner, right? One thing that I will say, and one of my night owls brung this up, and I think it was Kenneth, had wrote me, and they was like, that probably was his first time shooting a gun, and don't know that. A lot of the problem is people, they try to live this street life. They get guns, they don't go to the gun range, they don't know what fire these bullets got. Now, I've shot a 9, I've shot a 45 caliber, I've shot a 22. A 22 don't really got no kickback. Like you can shoot it with one hand and it don't got no kickback. A 9, after you shoot a 9, it kind of has a little bit more kickback. You gotta be steady. When you keep going up the caliber, they have a kickback. So these kids, they out here trying to be street, trying to be hood, trying to get guns, and they shooting guns, and then these guns got kickbacks. They have no freaking knowledge of how these guns work. So they just shooting a blaze. And that's why all these innocent people are getting shot, because people don't even know how to operate these guns that they trying to use. But anyways, I'm gonna go to Kush. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm a first time listener, and I want to say, I heard about you through a person by the name of Renee, and I think you had a show what like some months ago or last year, it was about transgender people or something.
Yeah.
And I know that I was just gonna say this. Since that show, I know about 10 women that then got beat up by gay men. They just be beating the shit out of women in the city I live in. I live in Los Angeles. Huh?
What? Say that again.
I say it's a bunch of gay men that have been going around Los Angeles beating up women. It's
Okay.
then got worse. It then got worse since that show you did. And these transgenders in LA, they jumping on regular females. That's a video on YouTube I seen of a gay guy just slap a girl upside the head with her baby and
Uh-huh.
everything. So these LGBT people, they done got bad in terms of beating people up and everything.
Okay, about the topic though. What do you think about
Oh,
the
about about the shooting and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Eventually, if it keep on, some people, probably the Democrats, are gonna make it where they're gonna have to ban guns. Maybe it's all leading up to that. but they gonna take the guns away from people. They gonna say, well, they
What
too
kind of
dangerous,
mask is that? What is going on with your mask?
huh?
What kind of mask is that?
It's the regular kind. I just stretch it out.
You stretch it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
stretch it out.
Well, thank you, Kush, for coming on.
Okay, was I heard about you last week.
Okay. Well, hopefully you come back again.
Thank you.
All right. All right. Monica?
Hi, Nick.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I just wrote you on Instagram. You saw that? I go under my
I don't have my
dad's
phone
name,
in front of me.
Theodore Jackson.
I don't have my phone in front of me, but what's up?
I wrote you telling you a story about how I was bullied for having things.
Oh, okay. Okay. But yeah,
Okay,
and
so
I
that was
told you
me.
that your situation is not his situation.
Yeah, yeah. I just wanted you to know who I was. But
Oh, okay.
anyway, just I just want to agree with you on a few points. The King Von situation, how you say these kids get out here in these streets and they really can't handle what come with it. I saw King Von do a couple of interviews where he said, this will go with it. I probably am gonna die by gunshot. I probably am gonna get killed. I don't think he was on that same level that this guy was on. The second thing is, I definitely agree with you about the bullying thing. His family is just using that shit, and I ain't mean to curse. That makes me mad. About the coming home party, like the caller before said, they're definitely going to use that as no remorse at all. And the stuff you said about shooting, my dad taught me how to shoot when I was little, and that's what he used to say. You don't shoot to miss, you got to hold it. And it took a while for me to handle a 38 because of that kickback. I mean,
Hmm.
you cannot, especially for a woman, you know, um, a lot of black people that out here toting these guns. I don't mean to say black. I just want to say a lot of people toting guns don't know how to use the gun. That's probably how the innocent people got shot. But I bet you any money, because we're gonna follow this. I hope you follow it. I
Hmm.
bet any money they spend it like he was shooting because he was afraid. I bet you, because that was all premeditated to me. Because the fight was over, you went and got your backpack and then got the gun and shot. So in my eyes, it was premeditated. But I bet you they're gonna say he was afraid. So yeah, that's just what I think. I'm very appalled by this. I'm so happy that you just dug into this story because we didn't know the story. We didn't know. But watching those kids march out of that school crying and with their hands above their heads and all, that just was so hurtful to me. And they're gonna be traumatized
Yeah. Well,
by
all right.
that.
Thank you,
I
Monica.
don't like that. Okay. Thank you.
All
Love
right.
you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you coming on and being a supporter. I appreciate that. All right. Uh, what's up?
Good. Now I wanted to talk to you about well, what up, Neat?
What's
I
up?
wanted to talk to you about what you just said about men being not being accountable. I want to know what accountability you were talking about.
I said we don't, as a society, don't
Hold
hold
men accountable.
black men accountable to the same degree that women are held accountable to. I don't agree. Now, I do understand that there is this climate of everybody sensitive and they scared of black men and they think everybody's out to harm them. But if it's not a situation where a person is trying to holler at a person or whatever, not that story of, oh, a girl holler. If a girl holler at a man and he say no, oh my God, I'm scared for my life, blah, blah, blah. If it's not that story, any other story dealing with black men, a lot of times there's excuses.
I don't hear them excuses. I really don't hear those excuses.
You don't hear the excuses.
Nah, I think that's BS.
Okay, so what do you think other than I don't hear those excuses? What do you think about the story? Because I don't really care about that. I care about
Um,
the actual story at hand. What do you think about the story?
no, I mean, when I first heard, I heard he was bullied, and that's not a reason to go shoot up the school. But I mean, we live in a sensitive time now. Kids ain't built like how we was raised up. Um, they ain't getting their ass. I mean, they butt whooped enough, pretty much, and they go to school and they entitled. But no, I don't agree with it. I mean, that's some sucker ish. If you fight, if both of y'all are fighting and squaring up, that's where it should end at. It shouldn't be go grab my gun because I lost the fight type ish. But I mean, it is what it. That's the climate we live in. And
Uh,
I don't agree with the parents celebrating my man coming home from jail like he was innocent and stuff like that. I don't agree with that either.
okay. All right, we're gonna go to Catalea. Hey, Catalea.
Hey, how you doing, girl?
Hey, boo. What's up?
Nothing. I have been, we friends. That's my friend, y'all. But I haven't talked to you about this, but I have been following the story because of your Instagram. And I at first I felt like because the way that everybody was spinning the narrative, saying that he was bullied, and I kind of reflected on the fact that when I was growing up in middle school and elementary school, how bad I was bullied and how many times I was really close to snapping. And so then when you start to like really like unravel the story and go into further detail, saying that basically he just got his ego hurt pretty much because he got his butt whooped. I remember my first fight, I got my butt whooped, but I didn't feel like I had to go and grab a gun, even though I did have access to that because my dad was the hood type dude. But I still didn't feel like I had to go grab a gun and shoot nobody, especially shoot innocent, people.
Right.
And the whole party situation, kids' parents need they butt whoop for that. Like, number one, it's almost like you are um rewarding what your child did and using the fact that you say he got bullied and it's okay now for you to go, pow pow the person who bullied you and other kids instead of doing the right thing, going to get police involved, and trying to get yourself a protection order or things like that. It's just ridiculous. Like, as a parent, like, I'm so tired, and I have friends who are teachers, who are school teachers, and they talk about these type of parents where your children can do no wrong, and they get tired of that because they feel like parenting starts at home. So for you to go and celebrate that, man, that's ridiculous. And you're not thinking about the fact that the defense attorney can have a field day with this. You sitting up there celebrating it, the defense attorney could very well say, yo, when he came home, he didn't have no remorse. He celebrated it. It was premeditated because he got into the fight, went back to wherever his backpack or whatever, got a gun and shot them up. So now you got two things going against you. Two. So yeah, that's my opinion. I think that he should get punished accordingly. He's 18 years old. You do the crime, you got to do the time.
All right. So is there anybody in the chat who believed the whole he was bullied? It was okay. Now I'm simmered down. I'm calmed down. I do want to hear from the opposition who feel like, oh well, da, 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 da. Like I do want to hear from y'all. So I'm gonna stay on live for a few more minutes. I'm gonna give y'all time to click the link. Don't be scared. Don't be shy. Okay. Don't be shy. Click the link. If not, we'll end it there. If you believe, oh my God, he was bullied, This was a situation where he was bullied. He had a right to shoot. That was his right. I kind of want to hear from you because I kind of want to understand that level of thinking. I want to understand the level of thinking where you feel like, if I get in a situation and I feel like my child is bullied, it's okay for them to shoot this person, that person. This person ain't got nothing to do with it. That person ain't got nothing to do with, like, I kind of just want to understand that, and I'm just gonna let you speak, not interrupt you, and just hear your side and hear you out. I do want to have the opposition before I end. Um I do want to hear that before I end. If not, then I'll just end the stream. And yeah, you could call without a camera. You could turn the camera off. You don't have to be on camera. You click the link and then you allow the mic, but then you turn off the camera. So you can call without being on camera. So I'll give y'all a couple seconds. If not, I'll end this. Sugarberry?
Hello?
Yes.
Um, what was the question again? Sorry, the
Your,
TV is up.
your thoughts on this situation?
They don't care. They honestly don't care. What is an 18-year-old doing with a gun in school? That's my question. And what are those 15-year-olds doing fighting someone who's dealing drugs? Like knowing that they do drugs.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's hear from TJ. TJ?
Okay, so I have a son. He goes to school. He sits beside two kids who bully everybody in class. They bully a little girl and ask her, "Are you going to kill yourself? Because you just let people do you any kind of way." So I call up to the school. I ask them, y'all need to let people, y'all need to figure out what y'all gonna do at y'all school while y'all have kids as bullying other kids, asking them going to kill themselves. So I let them know. They didn't do anything about it. A couple days later, one of the kids decides he want to. They moved a bad child out of another class to my son's class. That boy right beside my son, and the first thing that he do is start punching my son in the head. So I always tell my son, don't do anything. Tell the teacher.
You teach your son that if
But if
somebody
he hit
punches
you
him to
again,
not
you
interrupt
make
him.
sure you take his head off. You do whatever it takes
You going in and
because you
out.
already
You
allow him to put his hands on you.
you wait. You going in and out. Are you
If
driving?
I tell my really,
You gotta come back, TJ. You going in and out. I'm not
affect you that
understanding.
much, don't do any, don't really.
It's going in and out. I gotta go to the next person. I'm sorry. Lucario? Lucario? Dink Customs?
Hey,
Hey,
you can hear me?
yes.
All right. So I kind of want to. I'm a little biased though on both sides, right? So I know you talking about you wanted somebody to call and talk about like why it was okay for dude to go in Arlington shooting. Um, I don't think it's okay for anybody to go inside of a school and shoot, but I mean I kind of understand though.
Okay, tell it. I don't want you to ramble on, because we at the hour mark, so I kind of want to wrap soon. So tell me your thoughts. Lay it out.
All right. So uh, are you even familiar with Arlington?
Am I familiar with Texas?
Right, right. Arlington is in Texas.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, and so like Arlington is a suburb, but it's not really like it's kind of hard to explain, right? You know what I'm saying? Because it's not Oak Cliff.
Arlington is a nicer area, I've heard.
Right.
Oh,
Arlington
go
is a
ahead.
nice area. You know what I'm saying? And so it's kind of like I'm kind of like agreeing with you. It goes to what you were saying. Like, bro got beat up, he got embarrassed, and he wanted to do something about it, right? So like that's what I'm saying. Like I can understand because I mean it's hard to be a black male, right? It's difficult because you always have somebody testing you, right?
Okay.
And so like I feel like that should have been handled like on the street level.
Spit it out. Say it. Like, say what you're trying to say.
No, I said what I had to say. I'm saying like I don't think that it should have been handled at school. I think that should have been handled on the street. If you're gonna live that street life, then it should have been handled on the street, not in the place of education. That's not only that a place of education, but that's also a place that's somebody's workplace as well.
All right.
So
All
like,
right. Well, thank
do,
you.
do that make
Thank
sense to you? All right,
Yeah, that makes sense. All
all
right.
right. You
Oops, sorry. You said I have a good night. All right, thank you. Raylos.
Yeah, Nick.
Hey,
Hola, about me.
what happened?
So, what one? No, I was saying, ¿qué pasa? Mm,
Hey.
hi, here. So, I don't. I'm not fucking with the story. I'm sorry to say it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it it seemed like some gang shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and basically, I don't. It's a lot of holes in the story, but this you can tell it's not like no bullying and stuff. Like just by the way the fight went, he didn't throw a punch. He didn't throw a punch back. Then try
Mm-hmm.
tackling him, nothing. And then plus he brought the guns too. You can tell this is premeditated.
Mm-hmm.
He had plans on doing what he did. And
Why
plus
do you feel like
I feel
he
like
premeditated it?
because he brought the gun to school. Like you don't bring a gun, a knife unless you plan on using it at school. I mean,
Uh-huh.
they're they're in Texas. Texas, you can't have a gun until you're 21. So he obviously had to get it from someone and planned on using it. And
Uh-huh.
plus, he's in Arlington. I don't know if you ever been to Arlington, Nick, but let me tell you something. Arlington's a nice ass area. It's a mostly it's suburban, diverse, black, whites, some Latinos, very diverse. Not only like in his houses and stuff, but his people. It's a good ass neighborhood. He's not built like that. He's not built like that. He's trying to portray something he's not. You're not
Right.
thug. You're
I'm gonna pause
not
you. I'm gonna pause
hood.
you. My moderator Leela wrote something. Hold on. Wait. Is somebody in the chat saying that this is their cousin or something and they want something to say? If you got something to say, you feel like you close to the story, you want to speak out, whoopty wah, whoop 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 whoop, and you feel like you want to speak, the StreamYard link has just been dropped in the chat. Click the link, speak your piece. Cause all the yip yap in the comments. If you got something to say, you feel like you want me to see something. I'm not reading every single comment. I kind of could see who's highlighted. My moderator is highlighted, so I could kind of see her comments stick out. So somebody in the chat saying that they're the cousin or da da da. If you got something to say, click the link in the chat. Other than that, anyways. All right, Relos, say your final words, and then I'm gonna go to the next person.
Um. So I just feel like we need to keep the same energy at all times because black, white, wherever you are, I don't care what your race are. If you do a crime, you need to go to jail. I hate when people like use another race for example. All of them need to go to jail. All of them need to go to jail. And plus, let's just say this. For y'all to saying like, oh, what he did justified. Let's just say, oh, they're your cousin, your daughter, your relatives, and they got shot, and they wasn't even a part of the process. Would you feel like, oh, well, he was a bully, so he had the right to do it? No, you would not. So that's all I had to say.
All right, thank you, Relos. Eve Louise.
Hi,
Hey.
you can hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the whole situation doesn't make no sense, and it was premeditated. First
Okay.
of all, a 18-year-old, when does an 18-year-old get bullied by a 15-year-old in this day and age? Never. Not right now in this day and age. That doesn't make any sense. And then for them to sit up there and say he's so innocent, the family, these parents need to stop. Y'all know what y'all kids is out there doing. There's no way in the world. My child is 24 years old. I know exactly where she's at.
Mm-hmm.
It makes no sense. And you're right. And people are crazy. I don't get what everybody, I don't understand what everybody's mentality is. This demon time thing with these kids, they are so lost. And it's scary. And that's all I really got to say about it, Nick. I'm
All
enjoying your
right.
show, though. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
All right. All right. We're going to go to Man Up.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, just want to make sure we're no echo. All right, so I want to play the side of the guy that, I mean, basically, if I'm saying that this is okay, or why would I justify it? All right, so,
Wait. Before you say that, can you go into like, you sound like you're in a bathroom or a kitchen or something that has a lot of echo. Can you go to like a bedroom or something?
yeah, hold on, my Bluetooth. Bluetooth disconnected. All right, is that better now?
Much better. Go ahead.
All right, so pretty much, I just I teach my kids that somebody hit you, you hit them back. We're gonna start right there. I also teach my kids you handle something when it happens. So you get down when you get mad at. So if that happened at school, then okay, that's where the altercation gonna take place at. Sometimes these kids, they involved in stuff that we don't know what's going on. So like you said, it might be to us, they might be seeming like this sweet little as a person, but then they go outside in the world and the world might be treating them any kind of way. So I said that to say that sure enough, had he came home and tried to tell his cousin, his brothers, one of us, we probably could have taught some sense into him. So yeah, that could have happened, but he chose to be a man and tried to handle himself. And as a man, he felt like I need to handle this right now because I might not make it home. These dudes, he know these dudes, they claiming bloods and they trying to jump on him and do all that. He might not make it home. They might catch him on the way home and then handle it there. So if that's what he felt like he should have did, he should have did.
So you agree with him shooting up the spot at that time?
Okay. Do I agree that's where he should? Do I agree with it? Could it? Well, let me hold on. Sorry. Could he have done it differently? Yes. But at the same time, if you feel like that was his moment, then that was his moment because these kids know him. They know where he live at. They know, they know each other, so they know how they could have got the drop on him. Obviously, if he felt like he had a better way to handle it, my son is smart. He would have handled it the better way. So that was his best option. That's what how he chose to handle it.
Okay.
So I'm trying to get you to say something back so I can kind of keep going with it. Like I'm trying to play the lawyer.
I mean, I understand. I get your point of view. You teach your kids to not let something linger, to not wait around. If something happened, address it right then and there. That's kind of what I got from what you're saying. If something happened to them, address it right then and there.
Yes, correct. So as far as him coming home to get the gun, how do y'all know that wasn't his gun? He's out there. He got a grill in his mouth. How you know it's so easy to get a gun nowadays? How you know that wasn't his gun? We see these kids in Chicago or Jacksonville.
I don't think that people didn't have a contention that it was his gun. They just had a thing that it wasn't legally his gun. Like it could be his gun. He could have went and bought it from whoever Joe Schmo, but legally you got to be 21 in order to get a gun legally. So legally, it wasn't a legal
Honestly,
firearm. It was a gun. Could have been his gun, as he had Instagram photos showing the gun. You know,
right.
he had Instagram photos where it had him in his car, his door open, and you could visibly see the gun, you know, before he scrubbed his social media and deleted it. So I don't think that people are disputing whether or not it was his gun. It's just the fact that we know that it wasn't a legal gun.
Well, you ever heard the phrase, I'd rather be caught with it than caught without it? So we gonna shoot first, and then we're gonna worry about the questions and all the dynamics of it later. We not my son felt like he needed to make it out of that school, then that's what he was gonna do. We only know what we only know what we seen. We don't know if they told him, hey, next time you can know, because like if a bully starts, they not gonna stop until you stand up to him. So who knows how further this would have gone. Now this is on the national level. So it's a teaching moment for the rest of the world and for the rest of the kids out there on either side, being bullied or bullied. You see how far it could go. Luckily, the law is with everyone involved, so no one lost their lives. This young man will pay the price in a legal manner. But other than that, I'm pretty sure if he feels vindicated, I'm gonna stand behind my son. The other people that's involved, if they feel like, woo, I could have lost my life, or woo, I need to learn how I handle people and treat people, then that was a lesson learned as well.
So where is the remorse for the people who was innocent bystanders?
We can say remorse, but my remorse simply could be as, hey, I'm sorry that happened. I don't know what more remorse you want from that, but if I at some point have said, I'm sorry that happened to you, I'm sorry for that happened to you. But that's not the main point of this story. The main point of the story is between the man who brought the gun and the people who might have been involved in the bullying.
Where do
Other
you
people, hey,
are you in Texas?
I'm from Texas. I'm from Houston, but I stay in Florida.
Oh, okay. So you originally from Houston, and you have kids and what? How old are your kids?
They 11 and 8.
11 and 8. So you don't have any
Yes.
high school kids?
No, my oldest just hit middle school, 6th grade.
Okay. So your kids, so basically what you're saying is if my kids get bullied, they can return that with any type of force that they want.
To give you a yes or no answer, yes.
So where is the conflict resolution, the learning how to, handle adversity? Because a person could make, like, I got an 8-year-old daughter, right? So one
Correct.
day, right, my daughter came home and my daughter gave me a story and she told me she was being bullied in school, right? So I
Right.
said, what happened? What did they do to bully you? Her explanation was, I was on the slide, and when I got to the top of the slide, they was bullying me and telling me that I got to hurry up and go down. Me as a mom listening, you didn't get bullied. So what everybody considers being bullied isn't really bullied at all. So we have to teach our children how to deal with confrontation, adversity, conflict resolution, and things like that. What I told my child was, if I'm a child, we on the slide, we all trying to go down. If you get
Right.
to the top of the slide and you just sit at the top of the slide, you don't move, you don't go down, I'm going to be annoyed because I want to go down the slide as well. So I had to
Right.
teach my child, you were not getting bullied at that moment. You can't just go to the top of the slide and just sit there.
Okay.
My daughter, in her mind, she felt like because the kids was telling her you need to go down the slide, she felt like she was being bullied. To me, I'm like, no, go down the goddamn slide.
Okay.
And
So
like, we're not teaching our children. Basically, like, we're just hearing the word bully and we're just saying, oh my God, they treating our kid wrong. And we're not teaching our children, how to deal with conflict resolution. What is bullying? What is not bullying? What is getting picked on? What is not? If you have a disagreement with somebody, that don't necessarily mean you're getting picked on. we have to teach our children that. So the rhetoric that we're pushing out in the world, that at the side of, oh, just because I feel like I'm bullied, I could just go shoot them up, bang bang. I don't.
Okay, so I have a two-part response to that. The first part is, okay, I know who my kids are around, their family, their friends, etc. Don't know everybody, of course, can't know everybody, but for the most part, I know who they're being raised by, and everyone that they're being raised by in their life we are installing those type of values and morals, and just trying to treat different techniques on how to respond, how to handle conflict and adversity. So I would expect that my child will respond using those tools that we are placing within them. Like, we go through different scenarios, different exercises to see how they respond. So when it gets to the point of them something extreme as this, then I would trust that my child felt like this is how it needs to be handled. The reason why I say that, now this is the second part of my response, because like you said, me and you talking, we're talking as grown adults. When kids talk, they're gonna talk as kids. So if an adult try to understand what a child thinking or doing, it might not sound logical or response. I'm a logical or rational, but that's an adult trying to think of how a child is thinking. So for example, if a black person is dealing with a white person, and that white person might say something, and we might be like, whatever, she don't know what she's talking about, she don't know what she's doing, we could dismiss it. But between two black people, I could say the simplest things, and because we know each other and we know the culture, we know exactly what was the shade, we know the tea, we know how you tried to disrespect me. But to other people, it might not have sound like nothing. So
Right.
to your daughter,
I'm gonna pause you. So
okay,
say, okay, you got your kids, they in school, whatever, and they weren't even a part of the bully situation, and your kid gets shot in the crossfire, and now they are disabled, they can't walk. You gonna tell your kids, oh well, that's how they decided to handle it because they was bullied, so they had the right to shoot you and the other person.
no, I didn't. I would not tell them that. To answer the question, no. I'm gonna at that point, I'm gonna be like, hey, babe, we're a spiritual family, so this is what's in your cards. We're gonna pray on it. We're gonna hope that you can get to the best abilities you have. That's on one hand, on my logical hand. On my other hand, then we got some family and some friends, and we know some
So you
people, and then
wait. So you gonna tell your child you got shot and this was meant for you to get it was meant for you to get shot in the first place?
I mean, I ain't saying they deserve it, but I mean, do you not believe that our life is whatever's gonna happen is already written? Do you not feel like that way?
Oh my God.
I mean,
So
that's a question. You might not. I'm just asking.
you gonna tell your child who done got shot at the hands of a situation that didn't got nothing to do with them, and to comfort your child, you're gonna say it was already in your cards and this what was meant for to happen. This was
I might not use those exact words or this tone that I'm using you, but I am gonna say something like, "Hey, God, don't make mistakes. Hey, babe, just you might can't run, so you might not meant to be a track star, but you smart for something. We're gonna use that brain. Like it's ways that I'm gonna comfort them and let them know, like, hey, this is not gonna define you, but this is who you are now, and we're gonna have to move forward and to figure out your life and what can you offer this world with your new found life. I mean, right or wrong.
I'm just gonna let you have it.
Nah, I see. Now you want it. You get what I'm saying.
I'm just gonna let you have that, and I'm gonna go to Nikki. Nikki,
All right, so
wait a minute. I'm gonna leave you on, but let me hear from Nikki real quick. Let me hear from Nikki.
yes, ma'am.
Hey, Nick, how you doing?
Hey,
Okay, so I am baffled right now with what man just said. Okay, there is absolutely no justification in this guy getting beat up and going to go grab a gun to come and shoot up the person that beat him up along with others. At some point, we have to start teaching these kids to fight, not go and get weapons and get guns. What Man Up is saying is violence, and so many people getting killed because all they know and all they can result to is a gun. Like, Like no one is fighting. Like take the behind whooping and you live to fight again. But now you don't put yourself in a situation to where you facing prison time. You done shot like 3, 4 people. Now you got 3, 4 people families that's gonna be out to get your head if these people don't take care of you. Your family on social media is celebrating you coming home and having you a welcome home party. Like that is not something that should be celebrated. This should be a teachable moment to him. If he was being bullied, he should have communicated this with his parents. His parents should have went to the school. They should have met with the school board. They should have figured it out. But at no point should we be celebrating this dude bringing a gun to the school, shooting at not only the person that beat him up, but also getting innocent people in the crossfire. That shouldn't be celebrated. In the school, for one, he shouldn't even been able to walk on campus with a gun, let alone get inside a classroom to start shooting people. So I don't understand what this dude is talking. It sounds like, we're trying to raise cowards. Like it don't fight no more. And if you fight and you get beat up, go grab a gun. And it's okay because when you come home, we're gonna celebrate you. We're gonna have a party because they let you out on bond. Even though you just affected multiple people's lives, you've just disrupted their life. Now they have to go through therapy and try and rehabilitate. Thank God you didn't take anybody's life because a lot of these school shootings, these kids don't make it. So what you saying is asinine. It doesn't make any sense. Problem opposed to being a part of the solution. Things have to start being a part of the solution because that's all these kids know is gun violence. And it should not be celebrated that this guy, he was feeling bullied. He had a fist fight. He didn't win, and it was okay for him to go get a gun and start shooting up because he was feeling bullied.
Man up. What is your response?
No,
Okay, my
you take
response
that
is
L.
okay.
I have a question for
Oh,
Man Up.
oh, okay. Wait, let me respond real quick and then
A
or
question.
let me
Let
answer.
him
Answer.
respond.
I answer all
Go. I'm
together.
sorry.
Um. Okay,
Can you
so
respond
my
to him
response.
first?
If I was each child's parent. Okay, so if my son was the one who walked into the other child class and started beating him up, slamming him around, I would have told him, "Why did you do that? You don't know what this child had on him.
Okay.
Wait,
Now
what?
you sitting in this bed. Now you sitting in this hospital bed, shot up because you wanted to be a macho man, walking in, fighting, beating up on another child because someone else told you to do that. Therefore, the one who shot up the school, you was wrong. He was wrong.
Oh,
I'm kind of. Mm,
okay,
with the kids who was in the school while the other kid was shooting, I would go at the school because they need to get metal detectors. They should have
Yeah.
had the teachers in position to round up those two kids to get them out of the whole area of the other kids. But they didn't. All the teacher was doing was yelling, ah, ah. She's scared.
The
She damn sure
the
she
All right.
school is
be
Go to
hollering, the shooter scared. He don't know what to damn shoot. Hell, boom, you shoot. You be quiet because you yelling. He can't focus on who he was trying to get to. You have to think. But everybody has a different personality. The shooter got tired of getting beat up. I heard that there were other kids who was with that 15-year-old who was standing outside of the classroom. So if the boy just got beat up inside the classroom and then walked out the classroom and it was more kids waiting on him outside, what would I ain't trying to
well.
get killed. I'm not trying to get stumped out. You
hey,
know?
you sound
Yeah.
like you agree. You sound like you
This
agree to an
No,
extent.
no, no, no. I don't
Yeah,
agree
it's
with none
this,
of them because the 15-year-old he premeditated what he did too.
Exactly.
About what he was finna
Hello,
go
y'all.
do.
I hope y'all doing okay.
They
But
know
yes,
what people
it was
don't realize is
premeditated.
that he
All
could
right.
file backup parties on
Who's
the boy who
talking?
came
Wait,
and
wait,
thumped
wait,
him
wait,
around.
wait. Wait, let the next person go. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I just came in, but I'm hippie. Like I said, like she said, I was depending on what she said. It was premeditated. Because one thing for certain, two things for sure. I'm 28 years old. And as a female, a lot of these males are not checked inside of the school building. I can carry a bracelet inside of the school building that can be a weapon. I can have a hairpin on me, that's a weapon. But they don't check the males more than they check the females. They'll take your whole wig off. make you take your underwear off and everything to check females, but they don't check these males that can get inside the school buildings before the day
They
starts.
didn't. They didn't have metal detectors, ma'am.
Exactly.
It's
And that's
made
what I'm
up
saying.
like
And that's
Every
what I'm
child in
saying.
this
that class
school.
probably had a
Living in
weapon on them, a
Washington,
knife, a
D.C.,
taser,
living in
a mace.
Washington, D.C., where we have metal detectors for for babies that's inside of daycare, metal detectors for children that's in elementary school. Why don't they have it inside of a high school?
This high
Okay,
school was
what
it.
the
A
other
lot
kids
of schools
It
outside
don't.
they
don't
got?
matter. They have
Wait
gun
a minute,
laws out there where
what
they
they
need
would
to
have
check
had
it.
in their pockets.
Can I talk?
I
Hold
hear you,
on.
baby.
The school is made up like a college